Check That Post podcast. I'm your host, Jen, and these are my beautiful hosts, co-hosts,
Christina.
You think I have that right by now, but anywho, we have a first-time guest with us tonight, Mr. Superstar. You want to tell us who you are and what it is you do?
My name is Justice, aka Superstar. I'm a pastor, I'm a husband, I'm a father. I'm whatever I need to be, whenever I need to be it, to whoever I need to be it to at the right time.
Okay, I like that.
That's it.
So you wear many hats.
Yeah, yeah.
As we all do.
Yeah, yeah.
But before we go into that, I want to take a moment to discuss how they went today. You know, just give a little icebreaker. Anybody can jump in when you feel like it.
Well, I worked hard, slept a little bit, and now I'm finna talk a little bit. But overall, it was a really good day. Had a little date with my husband, so that was super sweet and nice.
Yes.
I was planning on working out, but scam gym people cost too much money, so we're going to crunch next week.
No, you can work out from home though. Like,
I know. I'm gonna do some exercise before I go to bed.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
That's what's up.
I had a productive day.
And you, Mr. Superstar?
Busy as usual. From the time my feet hit the floor to the time I lay back down, is get the kids where they need to be, go work, go pick them up, go hit the gym, and whatever else comes after that. So.
Okay. Christina?
Mine was pretty productive as well. Just glad that the work part is over. It's Friday Eve, and glad to be here.
Well, I can't complain. I'm alive. So, and well.
Definitely.
Right.
So, tonight's topic is about stepfathers and the role that they play in children's lives, which I think is a very good topic to have. I commend anyone, male or female, that takes on the responsibility of raising someone's child that's not biologically theirs. Like, that's hard work, and I'm speaking from experience, but it's rewarding work. So we're gonna let you do your thing.
Oh, that's a very good topic. I'm gonna tell you I think the most important thing I've learned is you have to check your ego at the door. For the sake of being a productive parent, for the sake of being a productive person, the ego has to stay in check. Because when you're dealing with someone else's children, no matter how involved you are, there's always that, especially if the other parent is still involved, right? So you got two dynamics to where the other parent is not involved at all, and so you have like a little bit more leeway or whatever, and then you have the dynamic that the other parent is heavily involved or involved at any type of way, right? And you have to deal with that, right? And you have to gauge the situation. You got to gauge the temperature, and you have to be the one, whatever. And when I say you, I mean every party involved, especially as adults. We have to. And something I tell people all the time, and I've seen it way too many times, where parents lose their cool at children functions, right? And we wonder why our children fight or shoot before they talk. That's what they're seeing us do, right? So as I'm guilty. So this is not a judgmental thing. I'm guilty of it. I've lost my temper before. I've said things I shouldn't have said. I did things I shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? And so then you learn how it's affecting the ones you're supposed to be leading. Because as adults, as a man, as a father, as a husband, I want respect, right? But then you have to do the things that say you should be respected.
Right.
You can't ask for something or demand something that you're not putting in the work for.
Exactly.
And then you have to be consistent in that, right? Good days, bad days, days you feel like it, days you don't feel like it, days you want to say, forget all y'all, I don't care nothing about this. Yes, just being, I told you, I'm not, like, the days I don't care nothing about none of this, go figure it out. You know, I gave you the best advice I could, you didn't listen to it, go clean your own mess up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, but you have to be consistent in all of that. And then and again, you got to check your ego.
Right.
Because they didn't decide to be in this situation.
Absolutely.
We decided to put them in this situation and then tell them deal with it, right? And so I've had to, every day is an ego check. Every single day, almost every moment of that day is an ego check. You know what I'm saying? Because you can walk, oh, look what I do, this, and this. But as children don't understand that.
No,
and they shouldn't. And at their age, they shouldn't. It is my job to teach them step by step. And as they mature, give them more and more.
Right.
But that's to me, that's the biggest thing is the ego, the pride and the emotional stability of the adults in the situation.
Yes.
Because if the adults in the situation do not have that emotional stability, I can't teach you what I don't have.
Exactly.
I can't teach you why you need it or why you don't need it if I don't know the need for it, I cannot give that to you. And so, and then we know kids try to play one against the other.
They do. They will.
You know what I mean?
They will.
I tell my guy, I don't trust y'all. I don't.
No,
Right? Because you'll tell me one thing, and then go tell your mama something else, and then I go with what you said, and now your mama mad at me.
Yeah.
Nah, I need to hear that from your mama.
Yeah.
I need to hear that
Let's
from
all
her
talk
mouth.
about this.
Yeah. And then you got to think, like, with the way me and my wife work schedule is, a lot of times we just see each other in passing. So we don't have a lot of time, to just have those conversations.
Right, yeah.
So we have to either text it when we can or we get a quick phone call. And a lot of things can slip in that.
Right, yeah.
So then your ego has to come back and play, because what if I made a decision, right? It's not the kid's responsibility to tell her the decision I made. That's my responsibility.
Right.
So I make a decision. The kids don't like it, which is pretty common, right?
Yeah.
And then they tell their mother, and before she calls and gets my side of it, she says, well, why did you do such and such? There goes my ego. Why you believe in these kids? Why you take, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That goes, now my ego is gone.
Yeah.
Now, why you questioning me over this? You know, and I'm telling you this from experience.
Yeah.
It's actually happened. These are problems that we've had, right?
Yeah.
And so it's okay to have the problem, but then how do you deal with the problem?
Exactly.
How do you, okay, all right, listen. This is what happened. I don't have time to tell you everything, so let me give you as much as I can in the allotted time that we have.
Yeah.
That's not, I know it looks that way, because a lot of times we'll be looking at things, and the way perception is reality to people.
Absolutely.
Whether it's the truth or not, however I perceive something to be, it's the truth for me in that moment.
Right, yeah.
And until we have a conversation to where we can change that, and okay, here's the real truth. This is what really happened. This is what I really did, and this is why I really did it. Then that perception stays that reality. And here's one of my faults. This is one of my red flags. This is one of my toxic traits. I'm willing to let you believe that. I don't care.
Yeah.
Believe me. I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't. I'm okay.
But that could be an issue as well, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've had to learn how to, and this is something me and my wife have grown at tremendously, is I cannot talk when I'm upset. You don't want me to talk when I'm upset.
Yeah.
It's not productive for me to speak while I'm upset.
Yeah.
And so what she had to learn, she's very, women, I love y'all, and I might take a hit for this, but they,
We're ready. We're ready.
like y'all want to deal with this issue right now.
I mean,
Let's deal with it right here. Listen, it's too raw for me.
I feel you.
I'm not saying let's avoid it.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. I want to deal with it too.
Every situation's not like that.
Every
though, right?
situation, no.
Yeah.
Every situation is not like that.
Hold on. Let's run that thing back.
I know it's coming. This is what I came for.
Okay, so when you say, then you're right, because we as women tend to want to take
out the trash now.
then, like, we want to see it done then. And I know it's not always good. The man is like, okay, hold up, not now. And you be like, but not now. And he's telling you not now. I get that and I understand it. But being women that we are, we want now.
Just want to get it over with. Like,
So we can process and so we can calm down and we can deal.
At ease.
Yeah.
Like, everybody go ahead and get on the same page right now.
I understand that and I respect that and I want the same thing you want. But that's where knowing your partner comes into play. Right? And this is something my wife and I have had many I used to have very bad anger issues. And so knowing that, what I understand is, as a human being, you always have to continue, even though you mature, or even though you should mature, you always have to contend with that part of you that is still slightly immature, right? So in that moment where I know, right, because you're not going to know, you're not in my head, you're not in my heart, right? But in those moments, I'm only saying in those moments where I know I can't deal with this issue without causing further damage, give me some in this
like
moment.
Warning,
yes,
like
because if I deal with this right now, I've done it before. I make the situation worse. Because my mouth, me knowing me, my mouth is root. Once I get going, I'm finna give you everything from the past 6 months. You finna that
can't be hoping like that.
Listen to me. You're right. So that's why I have learned. Okay, baby, I need to deal with this one right now because I know. And then also it's understanding what's a real issue and what's not a real issue.
True.
Right? And those things you don't always get them right. Because some things you're like, oh, that ain't nothing. And then it turns around and it was something you should have done. So that's a live and learn. All of this is live and learn, right? It's no straight way or right or necessarily wrong way to do this. You got to find out what works for you in your household. Who is your part? I have to know my partner. My partner has to know. We have to know each other and know how to deal with each other. If I know she can't go to if I know she can't go to sleep with this. If I want to go to sleep, find a way to deal with this. If I want, because the last thing I want to be is walk up out my sleep. But once I go to, don't wake me up. Now you got a whole nother issue. So if I know this particular issue is going to bother her to the point to where she can't sleep, and if I say I love her, I shouldn't want to see her in that predicament.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, any of that. Now, I will tell you this. If we have a conversation and I give you the truth and we talk about it and we find a resolution and you still stuck on it, don't wake me up. Now, I gave you everything I can give you because I'm a simple, like what I say is what I say. I'm not hiding anything behind what I say. I don't mean something. I don't say one thing and mean something else. No, I said what I meant. I meant what I said. I don't know how else to break it down. That's that. I don't know what to do with it.
Okay, does that mean, when you say that, does that mean like what your word is final? It ain't even
No.
In that moment.
No. You ain't gonna say that. Marjorie said that. I got nothing to do with that. No. What I'm saying is, What I'm saying is, if my mind can't come up with anything else in that moment, I don't have anything else to give you. I'm not saying that's what we have to do. If you have a better idea, take it. I will relinquish it. And we will do it your way, because if your way is better and it's going to move us forward, I am okay with that. I just don't have anything else that I can offer at this moment. No, if you got it, You got it. Be my help me.
Yeah,
Just don't wake me up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Just get it out before you
Yeah.
go to sleep.
Yeah. Get it out before I pour this cover over. You know what I'm saying? That's all I ask.
All right, ladies, y'all got an input you want to put on that?
I mean, I'm starting to feel like I got some male traits about me.
Yeah, you over there, amen.
I'm shocked. Like I got some help over here.
Miss Quinn. Yeah.
Go ahead and elaborate, Marjorie.
I mean, I've came a long way too, you know, with plenty of therapy and such. But, I mean, at times when I want to think how I want to think and I think I'm right, like, that's all I want to hear is what I'm saying in my brain. If you tell me something else, I'm like, nah, I ain't.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah, you
like,
already done made up in your mind, so
Right.
it don't even matter what nobody else finna say.
In
you
that
just
moment,
think what you
you
think.
have to give me time to, like, simmer on it.
Yeah.
And honestly, about a few days. Then I
Lord.
come back around.
I'm a little better than that now. And like,
Well, I'm saying in the past, you know, before my therapy and stuff,
Oh, okay.
it would take me a while, you know, to want to even listen to what you had to say.
Oh, wow.
Like, I didn't want to listen. I
Amen.
thought I was right all the time.
amen. Amen twice on that one.
And
We
I
all
just
done went
thought,
through that right there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought the
indeed.
way I think makes sense and what you talking about just stupid. So, I don't know. But now I'm different. I try to listen to everybody, you know, let everybody's point of view.
Right.
I know now that I'm not always right. But it took a long time for me to get to that point. So,
Now that's cool though. I mean, my thing is this. I don't want to say it don't matter how long it take, but as long as you progressing. Because in the society we live in today, the society makes us feel like everybody has to be on the same page at the same time. We got to be in the same maturity level, the same financial level, and that's just not realistic,
No, it's
right?
not.
And so a lot of the relationship problems we have is because I'm trying to keep up with how long you and your husband been married?
6 years.
So we in the same boat, 6 years. But I'm trying to keep up with Mama Jones and Pop Jones 20 plus years, and I'm only 6 years. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to put myself, and I ain't got the time nor the experience.
Exactly.
I haven't been through the bumps, the bruises, and so what I should be doing instead of trying to make myself be on their level, I need to be sitting at their feet trying to get some of that wisdom, right?
Yeah.
And but social media and all of the things that come with it would tell me, well, we're the same. No, we're not. That's 20 plus years of experience.
Yeah.
You will never catch that. As long as they keep living, they will have 20 plus years of experience on you.
That's right.
And so, you know,
But you can learn.
you can learn.
Yeah.
And I think learning has like just taken a one-way ticket somewhere, because we don't want to learn from people, from elders or people who have been in something longer than we have.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying everything that works for them may work for us, right?
Right.
But my pastor used to say it's like a buffet. You go pick what you need, pick what you want, and you can leave the rest there.
Yeah.
You ain't got to go eat it. You got to put everything on your plate.
Right.
Yeah.
Take what you need, what's going to nourish your body, leave the rest there, and leave something for somebody else to eat.
Yeah. Yeah, because we learn the most from our experiences. So if we never we haven't experienced so much. So how do we think that we're going to learn these things if we're not going through these experiences? And if we're talking to the people that don't experience these things already, like they can go ahead and forewarn us, like, hey, okay, I know you're going down this route right here, but if you continue to go down this route, this is either this gonna happen or that's gonna happen. You can either take heed to it, or you keep on going down the route you're going, and you're gonna learn the hard way. You know, so
I be wanting to see if I can be like the only one that go down this route and it don't happen to me like that.
Oh, you one of them?
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Oh, okay.
You want to try.
Right.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
And do you find out the hard way?
Oh God, do I find out the hard way?
Be like, dang, I should have listened. I knew I should have listened to
Hey, you still over there?
I have a question, Justice.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you react to your homie boys that because you are the children's father?
Mm-hmm.
The way I look at it is, at any time, whether they're yours biological or you're fathering them, that they're yours. That's
Yes.
how I
Understood.
view it.
That's how I look at it too. Everybody don't agree, but this.
Yeah, they do, and so and I think I have a very good concept, of that. And a lot of people want to compartmentalize things,
Mm-hmm.
But how do you with the homeboys? What are you telling them, or what are they telling you, or what are they saying to you? Is what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
What are they asking to you? Because you took on a role that took you beyond maybe your limits, something that you may not have been at the time know what you were getting into.
Mm-hmm.
How did you react to that? And is it something that you would encourage somebody that was headed down that road, that same road?
Great question. I'm gonna tell you. First of all, shout out to my homeboys. They know who they are. I ain't finna say no names because they probably got some warrants. So, the type of homeboys I got. But shout out to my home. They told me the truth. I didn't have no homeboy. I had homeboys that said, if you gonna do this, you have to do that. And if you're not going to do that, don't do this.
Yeah.
That's the type of people that are in my life.
Okay.
Those are the only type of people I allow in my life.
Yeah.
No. We're not doing no one-sided stories. We gonna do either you gonna tell me everything or don't talk to me.
Right.
So my homeboys told me from the jump, this is what you're taking on. It's not just her, it's
Right.
all of them.
Right.
And if you're not going to take on all of them, leave her alone.
Right.
Walk
Absolutely.
away. And I don't think enough men are telling other men that.
Yeah.
No. And
Right?
that's the problem.
That's you know
A
what I'm
part
saying?
of the problem.
Yeah, so when you have people in there like that, like, okay, I'm not afraid of anyone, but I respect the relationships I have. I reverence the relationships I have. So because I don't want to let those relationships down, I step up and be the man I'm supposed to be.
Right.
Even when it's hard, because I know what's expected out of me, not out of my wife and my kids, but out of the people that poured into me before my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
I don't want to fail those relationships,
Okay.
right?
That's what's up.
Because I got people in my life that's going to call me on mine.
Yeah. That's
I
what's
don't
up.
have no yes people in my life. I got people in my life that you messed up,
Yeah.
go fix it,
And that's
or
what
don't come back to
everybody
me.
needs that. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I be trying to tell my kids that all
Even,
the time. All the time.
even what? I got homeboys that even if my wife is wrong, you go fix it.
Okay.
You want to be the head, you want that head respect, you go fix it.
Yeah.
I don't care what she doing. She ain't my homeboy. You are.
Yeah.
You go fix it.
That's what's up. That's what's
And so the advice I would give to any man, young or old in there, is the same advice they gave me. If you don't want to take on those children, leave that woman
Right.
alone.
Right.
If you're not going to do right by those kids and find a way to make all of that work,
right.
leave that woman alone.
If those aren't your
Women,
intentions.
yeah, women, if he don't want to do right by all of y'all, leave him alone.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I didn't leave it up to the man. I told the man, we are a package deal. I don't come without them. They don't come without me. So if you accept me, you accept them. And in order to get in here into my heart, you got to get into their heart.
Yeah.
And so that's what he set out to do. They was young, much younger
Yeah.
then. He set out to win them over. And once he won them over, brick by brick, my walls started coming down. So my dad, he did it. And I did it with my husband, my current husband. So, like I said, I commend anybody that can take on that responsibility.
Yes.
Because it ain't easy to do.
And one time, real quick for the stepmothers out there too. Well, one time for y'all, big shout out, big praise to all of the stepmothers out there.
Step parents, period.
Yeah.
Step parents, period.
And so now here's the other part of that battle. Is the battle, and it's part of the original question, the battle between the stepfather and the battle between the biological parent and the step parent, right? If I want you to treat my child like you treat your child, I have to give you the space to create that relationship. Right? And because that has become a contentious battle. I want you to treat them like yours. But I won't give you the leeway.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have to find out, you have to find out, although she has her kids and I got my, neither one of them are the same. They might have similarities, but they're different. And so even when they get in trouble, we have to deal with them different. Right? Some you can talk to, some you got to put on punishment. You know, and you gotta find that, and that takes building the relationship between the adults. Because see, the kids will come and say, "Well, I did this. I got put on punishment. They did that, and all y'all did was talk to them." Let me tell you why. Right? Let me tell. The reason is this, and this, and this. All right. Now we'll come back and if this continues, we can come back and revisit it. And again, it's no blueprint, right? It's no manual. It's no set instructions on how to do any of this. You're literally learning this as you go. And for some odd reason, kids think we're supposed to be perfect and we're supposed to make all of the right decisions at all of the right times. Newsflash. Never going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
You know what I'm saying? I know that may be disappointing. I know that may be disheartening. He ain't got no sound effect for that one. But, so, you know, and that's and all of this is, the problem is, and I'm not knocking anyone. We listen to these experts or these so-called experts. My best advice I can give anybody, male or female, find out what works for you. But in order to do that, you got to spend time with yourself. Get off the phone. Stop watching all the It's okay to watch podcasts. It's okay to be entertained by. A lot of them, such as this one, have good information you can use. But at the end of the day, you got to make a decision that you can live with.
Because some of the stuff might work, you know, some of it might not.
Everything ain't
if it don't work, then just move on to the next thing.
And so what happened is people will watch the podcast, they'll listen to what we said, it don't work for them, or they phony. No, you phony because you don't know what work in your life. I know what work in mine because I do the work. The only reason I can tell you what I'm telling you is because I've done the
we
work.
done went through these trials and tribulations already.
So if it don't work for you, okay, that didn't work for you.
Move on to the next thing. Try something else. Just don't give up.
And that's where people stop at. They stop at, okay, I tried what somebody else said, it didn't work. Okay, I ain't gonna do nothing else. No. That's when you go into overdrive, and the only way to figure out what works for you is to keep trying it until you figure it out.
Try something else.
Keep going until you figure it out. So, you know, that's my best advice. I want people to understand, like, find out who you are first. And then I can tell my partner, my spouse, whoever they are, right? This is who I am. This is what comes with me. I'm not saying I'm not willing to change. But this is who I am currently. How does that fit in your life?
And how can we grow together?
How can we, you know what I'm saying? But if I haven't spent enough time facing my own demons, facing my own trauma, understanding that I'm not always right, right? My mama ain't always right, right?
Oh my God!
You know what I'm saying?
Hit the amen on that right there.
I'm like
I always like. Look, I done been in a relationship before. Well, they done thought that their mama was always right. Your mama is not in our household.
And I love. Don't get me wrong. My mom. If you ask me, I'm biased, of course, towards my mama. My mama is the best mother anybody could ask for. If you ask me, okay. But my mom ain't always right. And I had to learn that because here I am taking everything she taught me, and now understand something. This ain't a dig towards my mom.
Yeah.
She did. I believe my parents gave me the best they could with what they had.
Exactly.
So I'm not judging them.
Absolutely.
But I had to mature to a point to where, okay, this worked when I was that age.
Right.
I'm grown. This ain't working
Right.
anymore.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So much
And it ain't even
Absolutely
nothing about
right.
the times. It's about me. Who are you? I have matured to a place to where what mama taught me right there is not working in this mature
Right.
place.
Yeah. Yeah. It might have worked back then.
Yeah, but it's not working in this. That ain't got nothing. That's not a dig at her. That's man, I'm matured.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I don't need that anymore. But we'll get stuck in using how we were raised as a crutch.
Yeah.
But this what I was taught.
Right.
Don't mean it's right for this though.
Right. You're right. You're right about that.
Okay, I have another question. How do you go about disciplining the children? Do you wait to when the partner gets home, or is it something that like the little things? Maybe the little things you do because you have to do because she's not there, or is it something that you guys just like, oh, well, you're gonna talk about it first before the disciplining them? Because some people have
Yeah, we
an issue with that.
Depending on what the issue is, we try to have conversations before discipline is, and that's with all of them, right? But I'm the bully parent, right? And I make their mother the bad parent.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna tell your mama,
Okay.
and you know how your mama feel about that, right? And I'm gonna tell her, and I'm not just gonna tell her what you did. I'm adding something to this story. I'm telling you, I'm adding something to this story. A little ice, and you finna have. I'm telling you, I'm adding something to this story. But for the most part, it's about balance.
Yeah.
It's finding that balance.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes I can look at them now, you know good darn well.
Right.
Your mama would not want you to do that.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, and listen, what I know about kids is they don't want to disappoint their mama. I'm trying about disappointing their dad. Right?
Yeah.
Now, bump that.
Yeah. You right.
So what I do is, what I do is,
That's a little rare.
and then their mama be trying to defend them. Oh, you want to defend this? Tell your mama what you did. Nah, mama, defend this. Right? No, defend this. I'll give you a prime example. I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to get out y'all hair. I'm going to leave y'all alone. We was at the gym the other day. Ain't going to call no names. They going to know who I'm talking about anyway. I'm a thug. I can fight. I ain't worried about these kids. We're at the gym. The one that I'm not working out with has homework. I got one rule in my house. It's 2 P's. Priorities over privileges.
Okay.
If you don't take care of your priorities,
Right.
you get no privileges.
Absolutely.
Simple. Right? I don't overcomplicate stuff. So they were supposed to be doing, they should have been doing their homework
Right.
while I was working out with the other ones, right? Well, once we lay down the rules, I'm not the parent that's going to keep asking you, did you do what you're supposed to do? No, you remember to ask me for money. You remember to ask me for a PlayStation.
Absolutely.
You remember all that. Remember these rules.
Right. When you want that other stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anywho, they ain't do their homework. We about to leave the gym, and I say, your homework done? No. But you been sitting over here watching my Netflix on my phone the whole time. Oh, your homework? Okay, cool. Nah, don't worry about it. Let's go into the house. We all thought mommy was going to be working her regular late schedule. Well, when we got home, mommy was home.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I felt like Olivia Benson and Law and Order. Yeah. You say, get this work. You understand me? Get this work. And so, she seen some homework that she thought, she didn't know whether he was supposed to do it or not. So since she didn't know whether he was supposed to do it or not, she was like, don't worry about it. I said, no, you finna go do that. She's like, but it's late. I said, I don't care. I'm gonna tell you what. I said, tell your mama why I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I was watching Netflix when I was supposed to. Yeah, nah, go on down there, do that homework, and you better not give me no trouble when it's time to get up and go to school tomorrow. Yeah, because it's past your bedtime.
Oh, yeah. And you made that decision.
Yeah. You know, and I said, what's my 2 P's? Yeah, what's my 2 P's? Priorities over privileges. Did you follow that?
You know it.
Yeah. Now tell your mama this, because you always try to make me look bad. Now tell your mama this, pimp. And sometimes that's what you got. Like you got to call it up front. Call it up front. Let's put this all out on the table.
Absolutely.
Because you ain't finna be making me look like I'm just some monster because you ain't do what you supposed to. That's how we handle stuff pretty much at the Richardson household. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing wrong with I love the 2 P's. I love it.
Well, on that note, before we do a quick Dear Jen letter, I gotta know, how did you come up with the name Superstar?
Real quick, I'm gonna make this fast because I don't want to take up no more of y'all time than I already have. What I want people to know about the name Superstar, it is not what people first think when they hear it. I was going through a time in my life where I did not know who I was. I was insecure. I was depressed. I was lost. And my pastor, Apostle Delphine Dawkins, we were sitting in church. This had to be over 10, 15 years ago. We were sitting in church, evening service, and I was sitting on the bench before church started. And you know how we do. We smile like everything is okay, but inside I was messed up. I'm trying not to get emotional now. But she looked at me and she said, Superstar. She said, I'm going to start calling you Superstar until you believe that's who and what you are. And she said, one day, people are going to scream your name. And she said, God's only requirement out of you is that you point them back to him. Okay. That's where the name Superstar came from. I didn't name myself that. Somebody over me named me that because they saw something in me when I didn't see it in myself. That's where that came from.
Okay.
I love that.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yes.
Okay. But you're right though. I wasn't expecting that.
I thought it was tied to the music.
It is. So I kept that name for music, right? And so that's when she gave it to me. It was before I started doing music. Yeah.
And what kind of tell the people what kind of music you do?
I'm a hip hop artist, man. I was born in the late '80s. Raised in the early 90s, 2000s, so hip-hop raised us, you know what I'm saying? And so I just the studio for the first time in about 3 years yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So I am working on some new music. Until the music come out, if y'all don't mind.
Give us a bar.
Now, I'm going to send you to my website. I'm going to send you to my website, www.poema, the number 2, the letter O.com. poema20.com.
Okay, and we'll put it in the comments.
Yes, my music is on there. I got clothing merch on there.
Okay.
All my social medias. You can keep up with everything that I do in that one general location. Okay. You can follow me on social media from there, all of that. Okay. poema20.com.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Definitely going to put that.
Y'all heard it here first.
You heard it here first. I got some new music coming late spring, early summer.
Okay. Superstar. We'll be watching for that. Okay, time now for a Dear Jen letter. Dear Jen, I have a few questions that Wondering Minds wants to know. Should the stepdad treat all the kids the same? That was first question. Y'all want to read them all or just hesitate?
Oh, you want me to answer?
Yeah, because it's how many questions? 6 questions. So.
Yeah, he should treat all of them the same. As best as he could, as best as he can. Do the best you can to treat all of them. Now, again, there are certain things you have to know when they are different to treat it different. Right. So that's
got to be handled accordingly.
Yeah.
To who you dealing with.
But as far as love, affection, that should be as close to the same as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Anybody got anything else on that?
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 2. What are good expectations of what a stepdad should be? And how involved should they be with the kids?
Good expectations is if he has kids of his own, see how he is in his kids' life first.
Mm-hmm.
If a man won't take care of what's already
Right.
his,
Right.
he ain't finna take care of something or anyone that's not his.
A man.
Simple. It's not gonna happen, right? Now, what was the second part of that question?
How involved should he be?
As
With the
involved
kids.
as you'll allow him,
Yes.
Yeah.
right? Because let me say this, women, I love y'all. This ain't no dig, but you can't ask me to come in their life and then try to control how involved I am in their life. Because we have feelings too. We get attached to these kids, right? And then you can't go off on a binge and then try to turn the kids against me and still want me to be heavily, because now I got to protect my heart. Because you can't just, and let me say, women, please listen to me. You can't turn that man on and off. That ain't fair.
Yeah.
That ain't fair.
No,
if
it's
you
not.
want him to be in that,
Yeah.
you got to accept everything that come with that.
You're right about that.
Question number 3. Should they be called daddy? Who's your daddy?
That is a decision the kids make. That's not even a decision that he make or the
I
mother
agree.
makes.
I
The
agree.
kids make that
Whatever they're
decision.
comfortable
And
with.
they will make that decision based on how he treats them.
Yeah.
If they feel safe with him, I never told they had to call me that. That never came out of my mouth. It didn't even come out of my mouth to their mother. As long as I felt respected when they talked to me, that's all that mattered.
Yeah.
They made that decision because of who I stepped up to be. So if he's doing what he's supposed to do, most likely kids, if they see that man around doing, they want it because they want to feel that connection, right? So if you do what you're supposed, they'll automatically do it. And if they don't, it don't mean they love you any less, right?
Yeah.
But that's the decision the kids make.
Yeah, because the majority of the time with their peers, that's who they address you at.
Yeah.
Because they want to be, they have that sense of belonging. You know,
Yeah.
I have that parent. I have both of my parents.
So what about when the kids say, "You ain't my daddy"? Because you know that happens a
I'm
lot.
gonna say
especially
something.
Especially when you're trying to discipline them.
That goes back to the relationship between the parents, right? Because if the mother sees that man trying to fill that role, she should automatically jump in right there and say, okay, he might not be your biological daddy, but he's doing what your biological daddy should be doing. Not digging at the biological dad, but he's doing what a daddy does. Yeah, he ain't your biological, but you ain't gonna do that.
Because, I mean, stepping up, that's been one something. You ain't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? You chose to do that. So, you know, just being on the opposite side, which I have, you know, I've been on that kid side with a step parent, you know, knowing that he ain't got to be here. Like, he could just walk up, you know, walk out and leave us at any time, you know. So, you know, we had to kind of make him feel like, you know, we wanted him to be here too. You know?
Make me feel wanted. You know?
And the majority of the time, the children are only saying that because they want to retaliate.
Outside influence.
And outside influence. They mad about this. They can't get
You
their
ain't
way.
give them this.
So
or
they
you
know
ain't
it's
do
gonna
that.
hurt. So
And see, I'm petty. I'm the petty parent. So when you get over yourself and you come back and ask me for something, guess I ain't your daddy.
Remember that?
Question number 4. How soon should you introduce the potential stepdad during the dating process? Anybody?
I think Steve Harvey answered that question, didn't
What did he say?
About the 90 days.
90 days.
he? No, he said as soon as possible. I say it depends on. I think that's one of those. I don't know.
It's not doing no
For each, you know.
to
whoever
each
the
own.
person.
Yeah.
I literally taught my children, don't do that.
No.
You know, make sure you having if you got somebody in your life that you think that's going to be there, then that's maybe when you want to introduce.
Yes.
But if you're dating, you might not be wanting to have your child know, oh, you was over here, you was over there.
Right.
You got all those circle of people. You don't need
I
them
ain't gonna
in your
lie.
life.
I kind of bullied my way in my kids' life, like, cause I wanted their mama.
Okay, so you was like, I gotta get to
Yeah. So, cause I wanted their mama, and I knew the only way I was gonna be able to get their mama. Yeah. So, I took that little nappy head boy and put him on the drums with me at church. Look, I single, baby.
But it's a difference when you're in close contact with somebody when you're not. You know, like you were in close contact. You know, I'm talking about people that
just meeting.
Well, my husband, when we was dating, he waited 6 months before he introduced me to his kids, which was fine because I'm trying to get to know him. So once he introduced them to me, then, you know, it was all she wrote after that. So I guess you have to use your own discretion.
Yeah. I think that's a good length of time, you know, to kind of get to know somebody. But, you know, you just want to know that they're going to be there. You know?
And you don't want to be introducing them to this one,
Right.
that one, and that one.
Kids have feelings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kids have feelings.
You don't want them to get attached to somebody and then y'all break up and then it's like, dang.
And they be like, well, what happened to so-and-so?
Like, how many months I got?
No, grandma ain't say she had them kids.
Okay, question number 5. Should stepdads get tax credit for the kids?
Can I answer that?
Yes.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. I say that jokingly, but real men ain't gonna never ask you for that. What we will say is, if we short somewhere and you know we doing what we can to make sure the house help us out.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna never ask you for a real man is. I don't. Even when I need it, I don't want to ask my wife for it. Like, I'll call my homeboy, and it's not that I don't trust my wife with it.
Yeah.
It's just, I was raised different.
Yeah. You don't even want her to thank you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was just raised. Now, I've been blessed with one who don't think less of me when I come up short, right? But it's just, that's the good part of a male ego. Because we want to be Superman to our woman. That's who we are. And so if I have to come at you for something, that feels like a bit of kryptonite to me, right?
Kind of pulling your cape to the side.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got to go back in the phone booth. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? But I don't think, again, if that man is doing what he's supposed to be doing and you see he come up short, help him out. Help meet, okay? Help meet.
Because he helping you.
Exactly. But I don't think no real man is just gonna come. If he come ask you for money, it's, hey, I'm short. Can you cover this one time?
Yeah.
Most men will probably say, I'm gonna pay you back.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how that's how we operate. I pay you back.
Yeah.
But if he asks for tax money, you all.
Yeah.
All right, this last question. If stepdad and mother relationship ends, what would then be the role of the stepfather?
Ooh, that's a good one because I have experienced that. Again, women, please hear my heart when I say this. We get attached to those kids. If we're doing this right, if we have the right intentions, we get attached to those kids like they're ours. And I'm the type of man, and most men are, if I have been in your child's life for a significant amount of time, don't turn that child against me if we don't work out. Let me come spend some time with that child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to me, that's just immaturity. That's bitterness. As long as that man wasn't abusing you or those kids, and he was doing, even if he cheated on you, that ain't got nothing to do with the child. You ain't got to be with him. You ain't got to talk to him. But if he's a good influence to that child.
Right. Unless it's coming in between
yeah.
relationship.
Now, if he's trying to use that child as a pawn to reel you back, that's totally different.
You might have to cut
you got to cut that off.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's an exception to every rule.
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely.
It is. But I have been in a predicament where we didn't work out and the children were turned against me. That breaks my heart to this day.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Because I did my best to love them as they were like you asked me to.
Yeah. But sometimes it's hard. It's hard for the other person. And maybe it might just take time. You know, they might need time before they can be like, okay, you know, like I'm okay with this relationship to continue, even though this relationship didn't continue. You know, it's different for different people.
Yeah, it's different strokes for different folks. But I think that goes back to checking that ego too.
Right, absolutely.
You got to check that ego at the door.
Check that post.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check your post, then check your ego.
Look, that's check the ego.
Check that attitude. All right, y'all. This has been a good conversation.
I've enjoyed this. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Joining
stopping in and giving us your input.
Thank y'all.
Okay, you can follow us on TikTok or Facebook at Check That Post Podcast and on YouTube at Check That Post Pod. Hit the subscribe and like button if you like what you're hearing and turn your notifications so every time we go live or produce another episode, you'll be informed. You can write a Dear Jen letter to checkthatpostpod@gmail.com or text 866-311-2251. This has been Check That Post.
Yeah.